January 6th was a disgrace. American citizens attacked their own government. They used terrorism to try to stop a specific piece of domestic business they did not like. Fellow Americans beat and bloodied our own police. They stormed the Senate floor. They tried to hunt down the Speaker of the House. They built a gallows and chanted about murdering the Vice President. They did this because they'd been fed wild falsehoods by the most powerful man on earth. Because he was angry he'd lost an election. Former President Trump's actions preceded the riot for a disgraceful dereliction of duty. The House accused the former president of, quote, incitement. That is a specific term from the criminal law. Let me just put that aside for a moment and reiterate something I said weeks ago. There's no question, none, that President Trump is practically and morally responsible for provoking the events of the day. No question about it. The people who stormed this building believed they were acting on the wishes and instructions of their president. And having that belief was a foreseeable consequence of the growing crescendo of false statements, conspiracy theories, and reckless hyperbole, which the defeated president kept shouting into the largest megaphone on planet Earth. The issue is not only the president's intemperate language on January 6th. It is not just his endorsement of remarks in which an associate urged, quote, trial by combat. It was also the entire manufactured atmosphere of looming catastrophe, the increasingly wild myths about a reverse landslide election that was somehow being stolen, some secret coup by our now president. Now, I defended the president's right to bring any complaints to our legal system. The legal system spoke. The Electoral College spoke. As I stood up and said clearly at that time, the election was settled.
My bad. I'm a rookie. I'm a rookie. I forgot to unmute my mic. Welcome back to another episode of Pol-I-Tics. I'll start over, do my intro. For those of you that don't know, that's Mitch McConnell, the former Senate minority leader of the Republican Party, now the minority leader, saying that roughly Donald Trump is 100% responsible for the insurrection on the 6th of January. He's at fault no matter which way you look at it. Morally, he's at fault. Um, Thanks, mom. um, he didn't do anything to stop it. Him and his comrades got him riled up. Of course, Rudy Giuliani is famous for saying, "Let's have trial by combat," as just before people stormed the Capitol and all of that good stuff. So basically, Mitch McConnell said that he's guilty of all of that stuff, but he's not going to vote to. He's not going to vote that Trump is guilty, or he didn't. Sorry, this speech came after Donald Trump was, of course, acquitted of any wrongdoing on the 6th. Um, but he didn't vote Trump to be guilty based off solely off the fact that he don't feel that Congress has the power or the right to convict a president who is no longer president. Um, so a technicality is the reason Mitch McConnell won't vote for Donald Trump to be guilty. Um, I find it to be crap, to be honest. Um, I'm sure a lot of other people find that to be a crap way to 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 do something without doing something, or to say like, "Oh man," it's like watching somebody like watching somebody break into your house. I guess like this is a bad analogy because I'm doing it on the fly. Like watching somebody break into your house and you running out the back door, and then you have a chance to point them out to the cops. Like, that's the guy that did it, and then you say, well, I don't want to be the person to point them out. Like, hopefully, my neighbors see them too. My neighbor can point them out and be like, "Hey, that's the bad guy." But I don't really want to say it, even though he broke into my house, and it should be my responsibility to say it. But I don't want to be the one to say it. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, my neighbor will do it for me, so I don't actually have to do it. Um, that's absurd. Like, that's a crazy, crazy thing to say and to want. He went on later in his speech to say, "We got a Department of Justice, who should look into it, or who will look into it, or whatever the case is." But when he had the ball in his hand, when he had the ball in his court to be able to do something, and his one vote wouldn't have changed anything or whatever, um, like officially, but still, your vote to right a wrong that you to right a wrong that clearly you feel like it's wrong, um, should have been the case. I just feel like it's a cop out, an excuse, um, and I find it very difficult because um, Mitch McConnell, I don't I don't think I agree with any of his policies. I don't know terribly much about him, but I do know that uh, he had a speech. I want to say closer to the 6th, talking about all he ever wanted to do was to be a senator or to be in Congress. He never had aspirations to be a president or something else. He just wanted to be in Congress, and it's something that he holds dearly, and all this stuff. Um, and historically, even over the past 4 years, when Trump would do stuff or sign executive orders where he would like do something that could possibly limit the power of Congress, or put them kind of in a bind. Mitch McConnell was one of the guys that would always stand up and say, "I don't agree with this," or "He can't do this. We won't let him do this." Blah blah blah, because he's in Congress. Like, that's his job, and if you limit his power, then he won't be able to do his job the way he wants to do his job, or whatever the case is. Um, so when you have like an actual attack on a place that he holds so dearly, the Capitol, it's a place where he worked, where his staffers work, where I'm sure his family visits, um, all this stuff. But you don't do the thing that you said that you would do. So not only as a senator, as a juror per se in his trial, but also just as a person that said that they love Congress, you love the institution, um, but you won't do anything to defend it. Like I just find it to be crazy. Um, I don't know about you guys. Like I just find it to be uh, absurd, absurd, and a giant excuse. What else is new in the Republican Party? I don't know, but that I just find that to be absolutely crazy. Um, uh, so it was 57 to 43 in favor of convicting Donald Trump, which is not enough. You need 2/3 of the votes. Um, sorry, we had we had some Republicans. I'm not gonna name them because uh, whatever. But some of the Republicans that voted Donald Trump to be guilty, they were getting like like what do you call it? Like letters from their family, or one guy, sorry, got a letter from his family saying, "Oh man, you disappointed, our family name. You disappointed God. You went against your country and God, and you joined Satan's army, and like all this stuff, man." Like, it was just like, that was the reaction to somebody, voting what they thought was right, was getting removed from their family, like getting completely removed from the family. Um, Erica said, so he can run again. Yep, he can run again for sure. Once they acquitted him the same day, I want to say it was a Saturday. He already said he already, he can't tweet or whatever, but he already released a statement like, something like eyes on 2024. So yeah, he can run again. Essentially, is what I mean. Um, will he be able to? We'll find out. He do got some legal stuff going on the state level, which could prove problematic for him. I mean, but let's be honest, he's a rich white guy, so probably won't. But yeah, he can definitely run again as of right now. And criminals have run for president in the past. It's happened. Erica said we have work to do. I think that's what he said. We have work to do, like eyes on 2024 or something like that. Um, I don't know if it was like a video or something, I would have played it, but I don't want to just put up his paperwork. He reads like a 7 paragraph um, letter, I guess, that he wrote to the press, um, about it. So, um, but yeah, I don't want to just put that up here, but yeah, he can run again, and like I said, I don't know if he will or if he'll be able to, but I'm sure he'll try. I'm sure he'll try to do something. Like, I'm sure it'll be something going on in there. Angel said, "How old will he be in 4 years? Though he'll be 78, 78 or 79. I think he's 74 now, but I guess it depends on how his birthday lands or whatever. He'll be 78." Then she said, "No way he's getting elected again." So look, it's kind of not what I wanted. I mean, I'm talking about the impeachment that didn't go uh, again. Um, but yeah, look, if we can continue to get people to come out and vote or do absentee or whatever, um, Republicans, and Trump said this, Republicans will probably never win another election legally. Like they'll never win another popular vote. Is what I say. If people come out how they did for this election, for the next election after that, if they come out for midterms when it's time to vote on the Senate and the House, like people are supposed to, then I think that Republicans will probably never win another popular vote again. And that's a real thing that Donald Trump said. Um, when you actually get people involved, because clearly most of the country is not conservative. Most of the country is even though we have a large older population, we have abundance of new younger people with new ideas, and some of them are conservative, but more of them are clearly. I mean, you look at the past three Republican presidential wins, they all lost the popular vote. George Bush lost it twice. Donald Trump lost it once. Like, so clearly, there's more people in the country who are liberal or whatever. But then funny stuff coming to play, like we talked about in the past, electoral college and all of this other stuff coming to play. Um, so the key, kind of like Donald Trump says, we got work to do. The key would be for Democrats or whoever, independents or third party, whatever it is, to actually get those people to continue to come out and vote consistently, not to just do it one time, how like people did for Barack Obama in 2008, and then they didn't come out and do it in 2010 for like midterms, and then they also didn't do it in people came out in 2012 to vote for the president, but it wasn't nowhere near 2008 numbers, and all this stuff. Like the key for Democrats or independents or third party or whoever is to get consistency, consistently get people to come out and vote. Um, so Angel, I agree with you for the most part, but if people don't come out and vote, then it'll be easier for him to slide in there like he did against Hillary. It'd be closer to the same thing. Erica said, "Did you hear all about Rush? What do you mean all about him? I heard he died at 70 from lung cancer." Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you want me to say. I mean, it's sad that he died, I guess. Um, that's it. That's all I really got for him. And this has nothing to do with Democrat, Republican, conservative, liberal, none of that stuff. This is about he was a fuck, he was a racist. He was a racist and a racist for a long time and got fired from a bunch of programs for being racist. Yet somehow he was able to stay on the air. Not somehow. He got a lot of attention from conservative and other racists, who would go on his program or listen to his program. As you guys know, a couple months ago, you got the Presidential Medal of Freedom, um, and you know, even he was shocked. Like I don't, even he was shocked. Like I want. I'm not gonna say he didn't. Say, he said, "What I don't know what I deserved it, what I did to deserve it," but he didn't think he was gonna get it. Nobody did. Like who? Why would Rush Limbaugh be getting like that medal? But this is Donald Trump we're talking about, so that's a whole nother story. Um, but yeah, I don't got much sympathy when racists die. Like it just is what it is. As Trump said, "Hey, people died, man, from the coronavirus. It just is what it is." What he said. Um, so yeah, hopefully his show goes away now. I don't know what else to say about him. But I did hear he died at 70 from lung cancer about a year after he announced it. Yeah, like I did watch his not going away speech, but I guess once he announced it and he had lung cancer, he was doing he did like a whole speech to his audience and all that stuff. That was pretty good, you know what I'm saying. But when your speech is going to other races, it's like when David Duke died eventually, and he give like a speech to other Klan members. Like, are you gonna have sympathy for that? Like, I'm not. I don't care what he got to say to those people either. Angel said, I saw a lot of comments in my one finance group. Some saying how wonderful he was, and some disagreeing. Sad to hear he passed of lung cancer. Not a good way to go. I don't know. Like, you mean like it could have been worse, or it should have been worse, or what? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm not even trying to be like harsh or do it for shock value or any of that stuff. I just don't. He was a racist, man. Like he got fired multiple times for being racist. It wasn't like you said something racial or something inappropriate on the air once, and they suspended you or you got fired from that network. Um, uh, and let's say like Don Imus, right? So he said the crazy thing about uh, the Rutgers basketball team about to be some nappy headed hoes and all this stuff because the whole team was like dark skinned or I think the whole team was dark skinned. At least the starting five was like dark skinned, and then like the Tennessee starting five was like all light skinned and white girls and stuff. And like he had kind of went in. Now that's I guess it ain't technically racist, but it kind of is, um, or inappropriate at least. So he got fired, and then eventually got a job back, and slowly built his way back up. But since that happened, you haven't heard. I'm not saying he haven't did anything, but you haven't heard anything about Don Imus or about him saying anything racist. He might have said some stuff before, I don't know. But this dude was like Rush Limbaugh is consistently like saying like when Barack was in office, saying stuff about like Michelle, like all this stuff, man. He was like a consistent racist, and I just don't have any sympathy. Angel said, just saying I witnessed lung cancer is a pretty awful way to go. I'm sure it is. I'm sure any cancer, most cancers are a terrible way to go. Um, like I said, it's specific to people, I guess, or to the person. Um, like I mean, I wouldn't be one of the guys that go to somebody's funeral and just because they died, I'm like, oh, he was a great guy, very compassionate, a great people person. He was just a great all around guy. Like if he wasn't that person, like then I wouldn't be there. Or I definitely wouldn't say that if I was talking to people about him. Like, man, he was a great guy if he really wasn't a great guy. So that's all I'm saying. But cancer sucks. I got family member that died of cancer, and of course, it's terrible. Like, I'm not bigging up cancer or anything like that. I'm just saying it's just hard to have sympathy for somebody who is uh, like a habitual racist. It's just tough to do. Um, which you want to talk about NASA? You want to talk about NASA a little bit? Tomorrow, Thursday, the I should have wrote the name down. Forget the name of the thing. Whatever the I could look it up real fast. So as you guys know or might not know, because I didn't cover it in back in the summertime, but back in July, NASA launched a rover to go to Mars. Back in July, and it is set to land tomorrow. Perseverance is the rover. Um, it's set to land on Thursday. It don't say what time. Um, a lot of people don't think this is government related, but I mean, or politics related. It's government related, so I'm gonna count it. Um, but yeah, they got a rover that's set to land in on Mars tomorrow. 7 months. 7 months. It traveled 292 million miles. 292 million miles. Uh, 292 million miles, and they're saying like eventually we'll put a man on Mars. So I think I could be wrong here, but I think if you are putting a man like in a ship or something taking them that far, um, you won't be able to go that fast. So it would take longer than 7 months. It take longer than 7 months to get there. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it take longer than 7 months. I don't think you can move as fast as you can if it's just a computer. Um, like you had to take somebody that's like 18, or they had to be like 16 or 17. Cause if I'm like it take a long time. Like I think if you're taking a human, I got to look it up. Cause if I'm wrong, then if I'm wrong, then I'm gonna stop talking. Um, make sure. Well, no, well, I am wrong then. It says that a trip around 7 months, which is how long the rover took, which is a bit longer than or a bit longer than what astronauts stay on the space station. Oh well, I was wrong. I guess we can't get to Mars. I don't want to say sooner because I don't know what you do when you get there, but um, the travel time, I guess it won't be that bad. 7 months is not terrible. Angel said, "Let's go to NASA. We can go as soon as the museums and stuff open. I'm sure we'll get a tour or something. Are we there yet? Yeah, we'll be definitely looking at each other like, when is this over? That's a long time, man. 7 months. 7 months is a long time. Andrew said it happens on occasion. Yeah, I'm not too often wrong about science stuff, but I guess every once in a while it happens. I don't know why I thought it would be slower. I still think it'll be slower. So maybe let's say 8 months. I don't want to be completely wrong. Let's say 8 months. And yeah, I mean that's actually not as bad as I thought. I was thinking years. I don't know why. I was thinking like a year or so. That's crazy. Erica said it's almost a year in space. Yeah, so I mean that's a year of just travel time to get there. Then you get there, you're there for who knows how long. Uh, like we were there for a week or 2 weeks. Um, a couple days. I don't know. And then you still gotta. So this is why I gotta be a slower trip, right? Because when you're doing this, look, don't listen to NASA. Listen to me, the guy with a with a podcast. Don't listen to the millions of dollars at the billions of dollars at NASA and the people that went to school for quantum physics and stuff. Listen to me. uh, so it's just taking a rover now. So you think about the size of it. And I don't know the size, but think about the size of launching a satellite or something, right? Now think about that. You got to have that, if not bigger, to take more equipment with you that a human is going to need to live or build shelter or whatever the case is. Uh, then you got to land and do all this research or whatever. So you're there for, let's say, even if it's 3 days or something. Now you still need equal, if not more, um, equipment to get off of Mars and then to travel the 7 months back to Earth. Like, so you know how much stuff you have to take with you, how many gallons of rocket fuel and all of the stuff that you got to take with you to land on Mars and then to get back. So that means it would be more mass. More mass means more space. More space means less speed. And I'm sticking with my story. So don't listen to NASA talking you know, about 7 months. Listen to me. It'll be slower because you got to take more stuff with you, and that's free. I ain't even have to go to school for it. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. All right, man. Let me get out of here. I appreciate y'all joining me. Angel said, "Remember all that dehydrated food you used to carry around?" Yes. All right. Watch when the zombies come, when they scientifically reanimate the zombies, or when this Johnson & Johnson coronavirus cure don't work, you can be wishing we had those apple cinnamon uh, dehydrated granola bars. Tell you, you're gonna be wishing for it. Tell you, this is gonna happen. um, yeah, hey, thanks for joining me. Tell you, man, politics getting boring, y'all. So I'm trying to find visual stimuli for you guys to watch and catch up on. Um, oh, I didn't even mention this at all. It wasn't nothing groundbreaking happened, which is kind of how politics is now. Joe Biden had a town hall thing on CNN yesterday. It was pretty cool. Like I said, nothing groundbreaking, um, nothing of note. Pretty much all the stuff he said before. I would like to see Joe Biden go and do a town hall on Fox News, um, something where it's a little bit more combative, or you might not get like softball questions or something. Um, for those of you that's been watching, since episode one or so, um, you guys knew I was a Pete Buttigieg fan for president way in the very beginning. And he went and did a Democrat went and did a town hall on Fox News and like was applauded. Like not at Fox News, of course, but Republicans applauded him. Democrats applauded him for going to like essentially like enemy territory um, to to go and take those hardball questions, and he came out pretty good because of it. So I would like to see more of that stuff. More like I would love to get some a staunch conservative on this show that we can go back and forth and share or disagree on some stuff. It just is what it is. So um, check it out if you want to. If not, it's fine. It's boring politics. Um, so I might keep tweaking this here platform just to kind of see what we come out of it. But um, politics is boring, and that's just how I like it. So that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and get out y'all here. Like I said, I appreciate y'all joining me. Looking forward to talking with you guys on Sunday. Like I said, pretty good content on that show. I got a pretty good feeling about this week and the next coming weeks for sure. You guys need anything, merchandise, if you got topics, subjects, suggestions, any of that stuff, go ahead and send us a message. Let us know. Other than that, be safe out there. Wash your hands. Salute to the city as always. And I suppose I'm out of here.
President of the United States on immigration policy.
The caravan of mostly Central American immigrants is now in the Mexican city of Oaxaca tonight.